Let's go on an imaginary car ride. Close your eyes and feel the gentle motion of the car lulling you to sleep. See the street lights passing through your eyelids and hear the ambient sounds of 1,000 lives rushing by. What does the car you're in look like? It can be anything you want. It could be anything. It could be anything you want. And how does the seat that you're in feel like? What does your seat feel like? We're driving further into the city. Further into the city. And you're just allowing yourself to be gently rocked by the motion of the car. Is there any music playing? If so, what kind of music is it? And have you decided the color of the car that you're in? Why is that the color that you chose? Good. And what's your outfit look like? Do you have cozy PJs on? Is it like a big fluffy sweater? What are you wearing for this late night car drive? What are you wearing on this late night car ride? Does it match what you're currently wearing? Or is it something totally different? Okay. You're at a red light now. What do you see around you? Are there people crossing the street? Crossing the street. Other cars driving past the intersection. Can you hear them? What do you think of when you see all these other lives passing by? The light is green. And you continue on your way through the city. All the sounds of the city. All the people walking on the sidewalks. The other cars around you. There's construction. There's events going on, perhaps somewhere with a line outside the door. What do you think that big long line outside the door is for? What do you think those people are waiting for? Interesting. Is there anybody in the car with you? Remember, the car can be anything you want, so it can just drive itself if you want to be completely alone. Completely alone. And if you want there to be someone there with you, it can be anybody you want. They don't even have to be a real person. It could even be another you. Whatever you want. Do you have a snuggly pillow that you're laying on? A snuggly pillow. Or perhaps a plushie that you're cuddled up with. Is there a blanket over you? We're just gonna keep on driving. We've turned a corner, and now we're on a new street. We've gotten off the main road, and we're on a side street. What do you see on this side street? Are there restaurants? Shops? do the crowds look like? Are these other humans, or is this a world where there are magical creatures or animals living amongst humans? What is it like? What is it like? What is it like? And what are those people wearing? Are they wearing work uniforms, performing outfits, regular clothes, something comfy, something extremely fashionable? What could they be wearing? And where could they be going? Now we're driving past a park. And there's a bunch of little twinkly lights, twinkly lights all over the park. It seems to be an event going on. Despite it being so late at night, there's so much life around. What do you think the event could be? What do you think the event could be? What could it be? What could it be? What could it be? Is it the kind of event that you would be interested in going to? Perhaps another night. Let's just keep on driving. The gentle, gentle, gentle motion of the car. You are safe in this car. You cannot hit anything. You will not be stuck in obnoxious traffic. You are safe. And things are good. You are safe. And things are good. What does this safety feel like to you? What does it feel like to you? Good. Okay. Another red light. Another red light. At this red light, you see a big, tall building, and it's got some fancy lights and a marquee that says there's a performance tonight. Who's performing? Who do you see that is performing tonight? That's so cool. Is this a performance you might want to go to? Or perhaps another time? Okay. The light turns green again, and you're on your way. The crowds become less and less as you get to a more quiet part of the city. There are less people around. Looks more like a little residential area. What kind of houses are there around here? Do you see high rises, small residential walk-ups, old-looking buildings, or something more new or modern? Maybe it's a mix of everything. You look around and you see one apartment that looks like exactly the type of place that you would want to live in. What does that look like from your view inside the car? It's really cool. It's really cool. You're driving through this residential area, and you can see there are a ton of high-rises with floor-to-ceiling windows. Floor-to-ceiling windows. And in those windows, you can see a ton of different lives going on. Apartments with different decor and different lighting. Do you have a favorite? Is there one that you find really intriguing? Is there an apartment with really cool lighting? Or a cool interior design that you can see, What's that look like? Cool. Alright, we're getting past the residential area and onto a highway. And the car is going faster, but you are still safe and sound. Safe and sound. You hear other cars passing you by, none of which can touch you. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can hurt you. You see the brake lights and the cars, the headlights on the other side of the road. More and more people rushing past as you drive through the highway. The views of the city getting further away so you can really see the skyline. You can really see the skyline. You roll down the window and feel the breeze, the breeze, the breeze. The air is just chilly enough to be refreshing against your skin, but not too cold, not too cold, not too cold. You are safe as you look at the skyline, now further off into the distance. Do you have a favorite building that you can see? Or maybe a really cool car that's passing by you. Really cool car that's passing by you. The traffic is nice and steady, and you can see the twinkling lights of the city. Twinkling lights of the city. As you get further and further out. You and everyone around you driving through this highway where you are safe. You are safe. You are safe. And you keep on driving, and now you're heading closer and closer to the mountains, to the mountains, to the mountains. It's hard to tell this late at night with only the lighting of the street lights and the cars around you, but you can just make out the mountains in the distance, and slowly over time, the mountains become closer and closer, and the city is now farther away than the mountains are. And the highway goes right through a valley in between vast hills and mountains. And you can see the lights of little houses on the mountains. You still hear the cars around you. sirens, engines revving, while you feel the steady street lights and the small dim lights of the little houses on the mountains. One of the houses in particular catches your eye. What does this house look like? Traffic slows down a bit, and you can get a closer look, a longer look, I should say, while feeling the breeze against your face. Just chilly enough to still be comfortable. You can feel the chill on your eyelashes and the cold air against your skin. You are safe. What do you think is your favorite thing about that house that caught your eye? The traffic is starting to pick back up, and the chill is becoming a bit more than you might like, so you roll the window back up. It's nice and calm and quiet inside the car. And you hear all the other sounds from outside. The bumps on the road, more engines revving. But inside, it's nice and quiet and safe. And it reminds you of another time in which you felt nice and quiet and safe. Another moment in life when things felt calm and peaceful. And it makes you feel calm and peaceful in this moment. What is this memory that creates so much peace within you right now? What happened? And what does that peace feel like in your body right now? It's making you nice and sleepy. A kind of comfort that is not able to be described, really. Not more than through comparisons of different experiences and emotions, but nothing that can be really put into tangible language. If you could give this feeling a color, what would that color be? What would that color be? Can you give this feeling a color? Or is it better described by a comparison to a different experience? What do you think describes it better? Cool. The mountains are starting to get lower and lower, and you see in the distance the beach. You can see the ocean go on for miles and miles. You reach the road along the beach, and you notice little beach houses to one side and the beach on the other side. Maybe some restaurants. And it's pretty late, so there aren't a lot of people out. And the houses on the street next to the beach have most of their lights turned off. But you see one house has a light on in one of the windows. What do you think that person might be doing? What do you think? Could it be late night studying? Could it be watching TV, making art? The lighting is warm. It looks peaceful in there. You hit another red light. The blinker is on because you're about to turn down a very, very small road. Small road. You turn down that road and go much more slowly. Because it's so late at night, it's pretty easy to find a place to park. Now, here you have the option of parking the car and getting out and going to the beach. There's warm lighting on the beach and a full moon, and it looks inviting and safe. A place where you could sit and wait for sunrise and then watch the sun rise over the water. So, you can park the car and do that. Or you can keep driving into the night. And you can just put this on loop and drive on and on. You could always end your journey here at this beautiful destination and wait for sunrise. Whenever you decide, you are safe. And you can choose to get back in the car and drive on and on and on and on for however long you want. The car will never run out of gas. You will never not be safe. And you can just